Offside Sports continues from the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio. Find their incredible lineup of portable speakers, turtleboxaudio.com. And as always, thank you to Harry Arnett, Mark Wahlberg, everybody at Municipal for being the official wardrobe sponsor of Offside Sports. Municipal, bet on yourself. Find them at municipal.com. All right, week number 3 of the NFL season is almost in the books as we tape this show on a Monday. Of course, tonight we will have the Detroit Lions visiting the Baltimore Ravens. And every week during the NFL season here on Offside Sports, we put our heads together. And after we've made a rock pile, we come up with our, well, after Dave and I make the rock pile, this lady between us, uber intelligent, we come up with our weekly power rankings. And Christy, we didn't talk about this. Christy Castillo is one of our awesome producers. Allison, you want to go first with your power rankings, what we have this week?
Okay, AFC, Bills, Colts, Chargers, Jags, and I left my Broncos in there. I know. Okay.
All right, then I'm putting the Raiders in mine.
Okay, but listen, I knew you guys were going to give me some pushback on that. But the reason I left them in there is they took it to the wire with the Chargers yesterday, and I thought they were going to win.
Okay.
And then I was really going to have my point, and I already have my list kind of penciled. And I was like, I'm just leaving them. There's something about them. I think they're going to have it. I think they're going to do okay.
You can make the argument, though, the Broncos, and I guarantee you Bronco fans are saying the same thing. Our team could be 3-0 right now.
Yeah, they could.
Easily.
They could be.
Yeah.
And whether that's coaching, I mean, you look at the game against even the Chargers. Look, Bo Nix is connected on 2 passes.
Those 2 long
wide
ones.
Right.
Long, about 40 yards.
Yeah.
High school kids make those passes. I mean, I don't know what's going on. And here's the deal.
Sorry, Coach.
I find it fascinating that Justin Herbert's on the same field with Bo Nix because they both went to Oregon. They both wore number 10.
Yep.
But you know what Bo Nix is? He's, you ever buy anything from Wish? Where you get it and you're like, I ordered a double X and this looks like a medium, basically. Or how come these Jordan 11s are all of a sudden size 5 over here in the United States? That's what Bo Nix is compared to Justin Herbert, not the same quarterback.
All right.
All right, Allison, what's your NFC look like?
NFC, Eagles, Bucks, 49ers, Rams, and I still have the Commanders in there.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Eagles, Bucks. I don't have a problem with any of those 5. The Commanders being able to do what they did yesterday with the backup quarterback.
That's why I left him.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. That's coaching, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and a really strong plan to attack. And I just think able to do that without their starting quarterback was very impressive.
And the Niners won with the backup too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100. Yep.
Mike, I want to say, because we didn't touch on this game, but one of my favorite things in life is when you can show someone they made a mistake. I love what Baker Mayfield did after the game yesterday against the Jets, where he said that was personal. That was all about Steve Wilkes, who kept me in Carolina.
Yep.
And there's a lot of revenge in this game, and he shoved it. And they wore the old creamsicle uniforms.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I tell you what, the old NFL uniforms. The Patriots wore their old red and white and blues yesterday. We could do a whole week's worth of shows on old uniforms in sports. Period. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that one day. All right, Dave Palais. What does your power rankings look like coming out of almost the end of week 3?
I know, almost out of the end of week 3. You know, it's funny when you look at. We'll start with the AFC here. So look, I'm going to Bills number 1. The Bills haven't done anything to change my mind. The Chargers move up to number 2. The Chargers look good. Look, they suffered big injuries all the way through. They lost their left tackle at the beginning of the year. They lose Najee Harris yesterday against the Broncos right away, which means Marion Hampton, their number 1 pick, is going to have to step up the running game.
Who's a monster.
Chargers look good, though, at 3-0. They'll probably be 4-0 after next week against the Giants. Ravens, tough game tonight as we record the show against the Lions. Ravens, a lot of talent. I'm not giving up on the Chiefs because they're the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have earned it over the last 10 years. But just like Allison, I have the Colts in there. I don't know what the Colts are, but they're undefeated, and they keep winning, and you kind of have to tip your hat to what the Colts are doing. I believe the Colts have the Rams coming up in Los Angeles next Sunday.
You know, we make a lot of fun of Travis Kelce on the show because of the Taylor Swift stuff, but in all honesty, he is not a factor right now with this Chiefs offense, and it looks like he and Patrick Mahomes are not on the same page, and Noah Gray is the guy. You watch Noah Gray, their second tight end, or technically 1A. You watch him move on the field and the way he cuts and gets in and out of routes and the way he gets open. And then you watch Kelsey, who's kind of just struggling to make what would be an ordinary catch.
Yeah.
And we all know, I think, are we in agreement that this is it for Travis this year, probably?
Yeah,
It has to
should be.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Chief fans, including Andy Reid, might be thinking he should have said goodbye.
He
Yeah,
and
I
I mean,
Andy Reid,
it's uncomfortable right now.
they had a little tiff again yesterday, very similar to what they did during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the
Sideline.
thing is, I look at Travis Kelce as one of those two where if he is not happy, a little poison starts to leak into that locker room. And if you're Brett Veach or you're Andy Reid or even Clark Hunt, the owner of the team for that matter, it's like, hey, buddy, please announce your retirement. You do not want us to release you before that the last move before you get into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
All right,
Hold on, I don't think I got
go
my
ahead.
NFC. I don't think I got my NFC.
Sorry, Dave Pally.
Sorry, I just want to
I'm
make sure I
such a
get a chance
jerk.
to make a point.
Sorry, buddy.
All right. So looking at the NFC side as far as the power rankings go, look, it goes right back to Philadelphia being number one. I think we're all fools to put anyone but Philadelphia number one. They've won 19 of their last 20 games. I'm very impressive. The one team that's given Philadelphia a hard time is the Rams. And then not only just yesterday, but also in the postseason. It was the
Right.
Rams last year. I do have the 49ers at 3 because the roster is stacked. The Packers fall to 4 because it was just embarrassing that you lose to a team like the Browns. I mean, we talk about uniforms. I don't care what team you are. If you have Brown in a uniform, it's just not attractive. I don't know how you lose to a team like the Browns. Whether you're looking at the Browns, you're looking at the Padres, it's not appealing to the eye. And then, of course, you have the Buccaneers, and we already talked about Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Look, that helmet's great, but the creamsicle uniforms, again, I'm a big fan of. I think of Doug Williams and Ricky Bell and
Yes.
Everything that happened, John McKay, the old Bucks, bring
Yeah.
them back.
We have got to be the stupidest football team I have ever coached in my life. Late great John McKay. All right, I will get to my power rankings. Chrissy will start in the AFC. I think we're all in agreement, Buffalo Bills until there's really a big stumble. I'm going with the Chargers as much as it sickens me to my stomach as a Raider fan. They are good, and they had a great test yesterday, but they're no style points, and they won, and that's all that matters, and they're undefeated. Baltimore Ravens are nipping at their heels. As David mentioned, as we tape the show tonight, they'll be hosting the Detroit Lions in Baltimore. I think they'll probably win that football game. I do like the Ravens. The Colts, 3-0 is 3-0. And in the NFL, again, you get there, you deserve to be talked about. And I have the Chiefs. The Chiefs probably the greatest 2-1 team right now or 1-2 team, in the NFL. They'll turn it around. Who is going to be part of that big turnaround, we don't know. But as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, I think we're all in agreement. You've got a fighting chance in the NFL. In the NFC, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, a great test yesterday. I think that Rams game was great for the Eagles yesterday to have to come back. And I'm not saying that their heads are in the air like, hey, we're the greatest team on earth. But a little adversity early on in the season. Love it. You block a kick to save the win. Eagles number one. Bucks, I'm a creamsicle fan too, and I love Baker Mayfield and his moxie. Hated him before, love him now. I'm so happy to see his career get resurrected. Dave, I think the Rams are probably the second best team in the NFC, and they could have easily won that football game. 49ers, even though Mac Jones at backup quarterback, they lose Nick Bosa to an injury. And then I've got the Lions, but the Lions could easily drop out of there after their performance tonight against the Ravens. And we'll talk about that, obviously, coming up on our next episode of Offside Sports. All right, kind of a new segment we're going to introduce here quickly. And, sometimes there's jerks in the sports world. And we as a show, we want to take that jerk and we want to bring them to everyone's attention. And then we want to put them into a hole. And so that's what we're going to do periodically on the show. If a jerk comes up in the sports world, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to put them into a hole. So, Allison, who are you putting into a hole today here on Offside Sports?
This won't surprise you,
Okay.
I don't think. Ken Rosenthal, MLB reporter for Fox. Ken got in the middle of a Brewers celebration,
Yep.
Gatorade bath, knocked over the Brewers photographer, Scott Paulus, and then just sort of looked over at him like,
Clean yourself
you
up.
piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Why are you on the ground?
Like, get it together.
Yes, he clearly knocked him down. Didn't care, went right back to his live broadcast. He did apologize later when it came out on social media and people were so offended by the way he behaved, which didn't surprise me that he behaved that way. But then he apologized for it.
Yeah.
And said he had to get back to his live broadcast. But wouldn't it have been cool on your live broadcast, Ken, to have lent out a hand?
Like a normal human being?
Like a normal human.
It was.
Hang on, guys, got to help this guy up.
It was a
Sorry,
non-apology apology.
Yes, it would have taken him literally
So Ken
5
Rosenthal,
seconds.
guess what? You're in a-hole.
Yes.
All right, name, image, and likeness is here and burning like a furnace. Is it the Wild West for athletes and amateur athletics right now? Or is there a new sheriff on the horizon? Somebody smack dab in the middle of NIL will join us right after this on Offside Sports.